we want to get straight out to Belding, where the search for a missing 10-year-old boy has been going on. The Chief of Police is speaking now.
Divers from the Ionia Rescue Team and Kent County Sheriff's Department's team located Devon Morrison in the Flat River near the Ashfield Bridge. It's an unfortunate end to what has been a 3-day affair for everyone, and I can only say on behalf of the family to start that they very much deeply appreciate everything that everyone has done throughout the community, from outside the community. They have just very, very grateful for the outpouring of thoughts, prayers, people's work in the field. It's been very, very important to them to know that they have that much support from their community. They asked that at this time, until we get some of the details taken care of with Devon, that they be allowed some privacy, and I believe that everyone will respect that request. From the police department, from the Michigan State Police, the Ionia Sheriff's Department, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we still have some work to do. But again, on behalf of law enforcement, we deeply appreciate the people of Belding, the news media of West Michigan. Everybody that has assisted us in this investigation have been very helpful, and we will be forever grateful for all of your assistance. Thank you.
Chief, is this still a suspicious case?
At this time, we still have to take care of some of the final details. The medical examiner is going to be involved, and go from there. So, normal police procedure in this type of incident.
Is it normal to have, we saw Kent County detectives here, is that common?
Being that this was really a coalition of many law enforcement agencies, we all kind of jumped together and say, we're going to work together and bring this to closure, no matter what type of event. This one especially, because it did involve a 10-year-old, and we're all very concerned about, if it were my child or your child and they're unaccounted for, it's very important that we make sure that we locate them as quick as possible.
Does the location where you found the body match the initial reports of where he last was seen?
Yes, it does. It was at one of his favorite fishing spots.
Chief, I spoke with some residents who said, they searched that area multiple times in the water on the shore. Was there anything that changed, anything that you did differently that led to finding him today?
The only comment I can make about that is I believe that our initial search, we did everything we could do at the time with the conditions, with the available personnel. And as I said this morning, our goal was to go back and take another look at all those areas. And when we did that, that's when we were able to find Devon. So,
Chief, what's the next step?
Well, of course, the medical examiner will have him look at Devon, and we will tie up some loose ends, and then from there we'll be able to move forward.
Okay, and yesterday you were telling me how this is a very tough situation for you because you know Devon. How is the news today?
It's difficult, but like the family, it's closure. I spent some time prior to coming out with the family. We're all upset about it because we expected better, but at the same token, the prayers, the support, all of those things have been something that really raised everybody's spirits to a point where, we can move on from this. It will be difficult without Devon, but we will move on. And like I told the family, and I'll share that with you, that we need to remember Devon for Devon. And whatever joy that he brought to whomever he contacted was just a wonderful thing. And I feel honored to be able to spend some time with him and to interact with him, because he was a great kid, just a great kid.
So do you think it was more than just an accident at this point?
I'm going to say he was in the water, and we're going to do the rest of our investigation to close that.
Any outward signs on his body that indicate foul play?
I have not been down to visit the scene or Devon, and at this point I can't make comment on that.
What are detectives doing right now to close this?
Well, we're tying up the loose ends. We did recover some other property of Devon's at the scene in the water, so they're taking care of the evidence. They're getting ready for the medical examiner's arrival, and then from there, unfortunately for all of us, we have paperwork to do, and some additional investigation. But it's, again, just tying up all those loose ends to bring a closure to the report in the case.
And then just real quick, I know there's been some questions of, why necessarily there wasn't like an Amber Alert or something like that in a case like this.
We've visited the Amber Alert, I think almost at every press interview. And I'll say again, the Amber Alert is designed to raise awareness for a missing person. Many times it's used abduction cases, kidnappings, if it's an endangered child. This situation, the criteria that Amber sets up for us in law enforcement didn't fit all the criteria. So again, the police department went to its second best option. And all of you are here to get my thanks for your help in that matter. So you got the word out, and that helped us.
Are there any other people that you plan to re-interview following this outcome? I
need to meet with the detectives, but I believe at this point we have talked to everybody we need to talk to.
Are there any suspects?
Not at this time.
Chief, I know this is an isolated incident, but with so many kids in town and someone like Devon who went often by himself to go fishing, is there, cause for concern with so many kids in this community that do like to go down by themselves? I mean, should parents have an eye on their children? Is there any kind of comment on that?
It's important for moms and dads to know where their kids are going to be. And Devon's mom and her boyfriend knew where Devon was at. They could look out their back door and see him down at the river. And it's always good to be able to go with somebody. I mean, if it's go to the river and fish or go for a walk, it's always better to go with somebody. But again, Belding in itself, as you've seen in the last 3 days, we're all kind of family here, and everybody kind of watches out for everybody else. And yes, kids should go with other kids when they go places. It actually makes it a little more fun too. So, but again, this was not an uncommon event that he went fishing numerous times by himself, met up with kids on the river and fished with them, and even gave them a few fishing tips. So.
Okay, and yesterday you ruled out the water, so what made you revisit that today?
The reason for the revisit was the fact that the tips we were getting in didn't seem to be playing out away from the river. And when that happened, when we met this morning and met briefly last night before the conclusion of the day, we felt that it would be good that we go back. And as I said this morning, we wanted to be able to definitively say 100% Devon is not in the river. And that was our mission. And our mission, unfortunately, was fulfilled that, he was in the river and we did locate him there.
Okay, and did you recover the fishing pole?
Yes. So.
Chief, can you say what other items, or was that it, the fishing pole?
The fishing pole and the clothing description that we were given on the initial is the same clothes. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The chief of police from Belding, Dale Nelson, delivering the information this afternoon that after a 2-day search for 10-year-old Devon Morrison, his body has been found in the Flat River. He offered a little other information. You heard the vein of the questioning there, wanting to know if this was purely an accident, if there was something else involved. The chief did not comment directly on that, although now he says that their work will continue. They have paperwork, as he said, to fill out. Once again, repeating, 10-year-old Devon Morrison has been found dead in the Flat River a short time ago.